Good morning, New Eden! Today is October 3rd, and welcome to the Federation Frontline Report, a new podcast about EVE Online that focuses on faction warfare news. I'm your host, Frozen Fallout, and my co-host is Samson.
Good morning, New Eden. How y'all doing?
Today we have our returning guest, Emperor Joebane of the Average Pilots.
Glory and honor.
The God King Emperor himself.
So, today we are going to be focusing in on faction warfare. Before we get to that, how's it going, Joe? How's New Eden treating you?
Well, it's going pretty good, typical EVE stuff. Get robbed of all your corp junk, have to get more corp junk, have to haul shit around. The fights have been pretty good. I think a GOES is going to ramp up, the last remaining Galente system. I think it's going to ramp up tomorrow while we're all at work. That's what I expect. It seems to be the Caldari strategy. So we'll just have to see what we do for that, but I think we're prepared to put up a good defense. All in all, I would say things go very well. People are having fun.
Yeah, it's been a blast. The Agos battle for Agos is going to be interesting one. I'm really excited to see how it goes over the next week or so.
Yeah, me too. I want to see how it goes.
Yeah, it'll goes one way or another.
I hope it goes well.
Yep. Beautiful. So let's jump right into it. So the thing that we're going to kind of focus in on today is going to be the Faction Warfare Monthly Report. So this is going to be the first one that we're doing of like a general report of what is going on in the month of, right now we're going to be doing September, and it'll be, always a reflection of what happened last month. And a lot of it's going to be pulled from Z-Kill and personal experiences that we had. And so I think for the opening of this, what we're going to focus in on is kind of doing a look back at faction warfare and what is faction warfare. And so we're just going to give you a little bit of a dip into that, and then we're going to start talking a little bit about what it was like in 2008 according to the kill boards, and a couple kind of overview on a little bit of stuff, and we'll move on from there. So let's kind of kick this off here with Faction Warfare, or FW, and EVE Online did start in the year 2008 as part of the Empyrean Age expansion. Faction Warfare was a way for players to dip their toes into PvP without the need to join a player corporation, which was kind of cool. You could join an NPC corporation in order to jump into this like group of people that were all trying to do PvP. And the FDU is still one of the most murderous groups in faction warfare. And the NPC groups do usually actually do pretty well for themselves. I'm not 100% how it is on the other sides. I know the Caldari have a lot in the state and stuff like that. So, and then you could also have a player corporation that could join. And this allowed for a lot of corporations, myself, to build up a PvP corporation from scratch when it started. A lot of old guard, members of the Galente I know were long-standing corporations before they got into faction warfare. And it allowed us to make some ISK and kill people and have this kind of like public murder zone that everybody was getting involved in.
Right.
So that's kind of like a general overview of kind of faction warfare. We ended up getting alliances that could join. It's basically the Galente versus the Caldari, and the Mimitar versus the Amar. And the Galente and Mimitar are kind of aligned, but we don't have a chat channel like we do for our militia. We can just talk to our militia. If we want to do cross comms with them, we have to open up diplomatic channels and create player-owned channels in order to communicate with them. So there's also a problem where you can technically shoot the other side and it doesn't really hurt your standings. So they show up as friendly to you in the Minmatar, but if they shoot you, it's not going to really hurt them to shoot you. It'll hurt their Galente
I didn't know that.
Because yeah, it'll kill their Galente standing, but you don't need Galente standing to be in the Minmatar.
Yeah.
I might be wrong on that. If I am wrong, chat or anybody,
actually,
just let me know, because I know that was the way that it was a long time ago, and I am not sure if that changed.
That's the way that it is. I kill a lot of the bots, which are Amar, I believe, and Minmatar. I've seen come through, and I just get faction hits for those. Nothing else.
Right. Yep.
Granted, Gwen's Galente faction is not great.
But yeah, I personally do still believe that faction warfare, even though there's, been a lot of problems with it to a certain degree, and it's gone down quite a bit since the player count in general has gone down. So let's not kid ourselves. It's not just faction warfare is dead. It's that EVE Online is
dying.
It's a fact.
Too many people are winning EVE, and EVE is dying.
I mean, EVE has always been dying. There's less people
every day
than in 2005.
On
I mean, 2005 or 2015, I believe, is when we were peaking out at like 60,000 people for playing EVE Online at one point.
Right.
So that's much different than what we have today. But I always have hopes that it'll be back up there again, or even at the amount of people who are playing right now. There's still a lot of action, which we're going to be going over a lot of that. So let's kind of take a look back at the faction warfare kill board. Samson, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about what was it like back in the day according to Zkill?
Yeah, well, looking back on faction warfare according to Zkill, in 2008, there seemed to be around 2,000 to 5,000 kills per month per faction. That trend held up until around 2012, and then the kills jumped from 10 jumped up to 10,000 kills per month, give or take a few thousand per faction, because there's variables here. I'm not doing maths on this show, sorry guys. But in 2015 the kills peaked to around 25,000 kills per month.
25,000.
25,000.
Yeah, I believe that there was some like 30,000s in there as well. Yeah, it got crazy in 2000. It was 2015. Yeah, it went nuts. Like there was this murder everywhere per faction, and that's per individual. So
murder
that's
everywhere.
All together in faction warfare, it was.
And that's right about the time I came into lowsec, into Black Rise, into faction warfare. That was around 2015-16 when I had my initial experience with it, and there were people everywhere. It was an ocean of opportunities to fight.
And don't forget, everybody, Joebane's guns take out about 2,000 per shot. So he's most of that. He's most of those kills. But these days, yeah, it's not funny because it's true. These days, as of September this year, 2021, it's dropped a little bit, getting around 5,000 to 14,000 a month, and it's not as high, but it's still a lot. I mean, that's a lot of kills. That's a lot of action, especially if you were to say look at the player numbers. I think we're still percentage wise. I think I said I wasn't going to do math on this podcast, but I think percentage wise that we're a little bit like more saturated with that in faction warfare. But we are all hoping that CCP, they are directing people to faction warfare, but we're hoping to see more love for faction warfare. We want to see more. We want CCP involvement, which I believe we've talked about on the show a couple of times already, and we just barely started the show. Actually, this show's been around for 15 years.
You just didn't know until now.
You just didn't know until now.
And all the episodes got deleted because of the
Yeah.
Caldari came in and ran.
Yeah, the evil squids
So this-
stole the Gal's Mills news.
Those
And-
bastards.
This is us reaching out from behind that. You know, we managed to make it out alive. Just the three of us. We got to start over.
So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look and kind of break down a little bit and go into the month of September. Like what's kind of
Nice.
going on here. We're also going to be doing a kill mail section where we'll be kind of delving even more of a deep dive into the numbers that we have here. But we're going to start this off with the Galente Federation, the greatest federation that's out there. And these days, we're kicking on around about 250 active PvPers, give or take. That was as of the first of the month. The last 7 days, 255 active PvPers inside of the Galente Federation. Give or take, it's Z-Kill board. There's some NPC-ish shit that kind of gets in there, which might be throwing off a lot of our numbers. To be honest, we didn't do a super deep dive on some of the numbers that you're going to be hearing about very soon, which is going to it just blows my mind at some of the numbers that we're going to be talking about. Just for damage done in ISK. We'll talk about that later. But in any case, we got about 255 active PvPers in the last 7 days for the Galente. We have about 52 active PvP corporations that are part of the Galente, and currently Golden Age Stories is the only alliance for the Galente. And that is, we are probably, let's see here, I think, let me just double check here, Mimitar, we are the smallest faction in all of Faction Warfare, which is kind of crazy.
Gal Mills?
Yeah, we are
The Gal's
active
Mills.
PvPers,
Wow.
corporations,
You know who we are?
alliances, we're dead last. Maybe
We're the
corporations.
Spartans. We're going to be 300. That's
Mimitar
all we
have
need.
less corporations than we do that are active PvP corporations, but they have more active PvP people, and they have 6 alliances. But we'll get into that. So, alright, so moving on to... Oh, one thing, sorry. That's not even close to being done with the Galente. So, let's go ahead and talk about what they did in September for kills. So, they destroyed approximately 6,726 ships. And they did about 433 billion ISK worth of damage. So I mean, this is that's a lot.
Wait a minute. Say that again. The Galente killed 400 billion ISK?
433 billion ISK in the month of September. Now this is all of any activity that basically has the Galente Federation involved. Which
That's a lot of damn ISK either way.
there might be some numbers that are getting thrown off here by, I believe that there are some NPCs that come up as Galente faction.
I see.
Not a lot, but there are some possibilities here that numbers are getting thrown off a little bit. But we'll do a much deeper dive on a lot of these numbers to really kind of work that out as we continue to give the monthly report. For right now, that's kind of what we're reporting. It might be fake news, so I apologize.
Yeah.
This isn't fake news.
What is not fake news is that the Galente currently only hold one system. We are holding out gate guns count that number. It's very possible that gate guns are on that number to a small degree too.
Yeah, that's
Holding
possible.
strong.
So let's see here. So the only system that we have is a Goes. We have recently lost Fleet and Aegis, and many of the systems that we had picked up recently. These Fleet was a big hit for us in the month of September.
Absolutely.
Huge. Aegis was another pretty big hit for us. We kind of saw it coming when it came, especially after Fleet. But that was huge for the Caldari for sure. Now their next hurdle is a Goes, and it's looking to be a little bit of a tough nut to crack. It took them a while for them to take Fleet. It's going to take them a while to take Goes. But it's very possible that, you know, not to spin anything here, but it's very possible that they can get it. But with a little bit of spin on there, they're never gonna take it. They're gonna. There's no way possible.
The last batch.
We have excellent time zone coverage in Agos.
It is a great place for us to work time zone wise, like you said. Yeah, we can do stuff at night. We can do stuff in the day. There's very few times that we're completely outgunned and outnumbered, which has not been true for a lot of the other war zones.
Yeah. In the Battle of Fliet, we lost tremendous ground 12 hours a day, every day, because there was no time zone coverage, and that was all. You know, that was the main thing. And so we won't have that problem in Agos.
Yep. Yeah, so this is going to be an interesting fight going forward. All eyes are on Agos at this time as we make our final stand, and I'm looking forward to a lot of the fights there. I say everybody come to get your people online, talk to people. The entirety of Eve should come to Agos right now. Like, we should just have an unbelievable murder
just
fest.
massive.
Let's do it.
A massive war faction.
Talk to your
Yeah,
CEO.
this is it. This is when the Caldari flip the war zone. This is where it all goes down.
You heard it here on the news today. We're doing a call out. Bring everything. We need Titans in Agos shooting at each other, and all third parties shooting each other and us. It'll be great. So let's go ahead and move on, though, and we'll find out why the Caldari state is winning this war quite strongly, and we have to make a last stand. So Samson, take that away.
Oh, you're making me talk about the squids, ain't you?
Yeah.
And I saw this coming. All right. Well, unfortunately, the Caldari state has been looking very strong recently, with around 498 active PvP characters. That is almost twice Galente Federation at 255. That's a lot of active members. So yeah, you know, we're outnumbered 2-1 basically. And that's just talking about activity in the past 7 days. And also some more big numbers: 81 corporations versus the Galente's 52, and 9 alliances. That's ridiculous by comparison. We need more on the
How
Gal's
many do
mills.
we have in the Gal mill?
1.
We have us.
We have 1? Nice.
Us.
But
GH.
so this is something that I'm going to say real quick here, is that 9 alliances does not make you stronger. Actually, I believe actually
True.
when you're fighting a war like this, you need to have a top-down structure, and we've seen wars fought. There's just a war that was recently fought, maybe not, that had a lot of alliances that got together and said, let's all have our own leadership. And we'll do things our way, and that didn't quite work out when you had a committee trying to fight the war. In the end, it caused a lot of problems. It can look beautiful when you're outnumbering your opponent 2-1. It definitely feels like having a bunch of alliances can look really great, but we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
That's going to be another. How will it goes? So sorry. Continue.
Yeah, so in addition to, let's get down to the numbers that everybody wants to know. In September, the Caldari state destroyed 14,000 ships at around 3 trillion ISK worth of damage. So those are pretty big numbers. By comparison.
Yep.
I'm interested on that 3 trillion. I want to do a deeper dive on that. I'm going to go figure that out, because those are blowing if you look at the kill board, it's not like that's all the time type stuff. Mm-hmm. This is there's something happened in September that allowed for that number to shoot up the way that it did.
Yeah. But I've had to drink some more of this to get the squid taste out of my mouth as we're talking about their numbers.
Well, let's go on to the religious zealots, who are the Amar Empire. So they currently have around 306 active PvP characters in the last 7 days, with around 39 corporations, and has about 3 alliances. Oh, and so that actually, the Amar has the least amount of corporations out of all the groups. I apologize. I had said before that it was the Mimitar, but it goes Amar, Mimitar, Galente, and Caldari have the most. So the Amar are racking in about 7,533 kills for the months of September. They have over 2.5 trillion ISK worth of damage. Once again, something weird happened there.
Yeah, that is kind of high.
I feel like there's some kind of event that might have happened. I feel there was crazy shit that was going on in the Mimitar space.
Like,
I know there was dreads that were attacking a planet at one point.
But we're talking about Amar, right?
Well, there was a
oh yeah, because they're
Mimitar
fighting.
dreads
Yeah.
that were firing on an Amar
it.
planet or something like that. That was NPC,
Oh.
but PC, kill mail.
Yeah.
Dreads.
That could have those numbers could have been skewed by that for sure.
So yeah, it definitely feels like we'll in future episodes we're definitely going to touch base and dig into that those numbers a lot more, and also find out exactly if we can find a way of cutting out any of that NPC activity.
Nice.
Wasn't there that with Super
Uli?
Yep. So interesting.
Yeah,
that probably was it.
Uli happens. Yeah. Occasionally.
I did see some kills from that this month for sure. All right, so and then for warzone control, the Keldar or the Amar have vast control. The vast majority of the systems, controlling most of them at 58 systems currently under their belt. So that definitely is they're doing a strong showing for sure. But let's go ahead and talk about our Mimitar friends. Oh,
let's
Samson.
do it. I'm always happy to talk about the Mimitar, Samson.
Yeah,
It turns me on.
The Mimitar are around 273 active PvP members within the past 7 days at 49 corporations, and 6 alliances. 49, that's less than the Galmail too. And the Amar, so the Amar, Galmail's actually, for as far as corporations are concerned, that's their second to the Caldari Squid State. But so Mimnitars, they're actually, let's see, 273 versus Amar's 306. There's definitely a different, between them, there's not a huge difference in factions in their activity there, as compared to the Galente versus the Caldari. But interestingly enough, the Mimnitar did about 434 billion ISK worth of damage, which is almost exactly, it's very close to how much the Galente did at 433 billion ISK. And for Warzone control, they currently have 12 systems under their belt and have been working hard to increase that number, with 7 of those 12 being flipped over to the Mimitar in the past 14 days.
Yeah, Mimitar are making a strong showing.
Yeah, and they destroyed 5,849 ships. That was the 434 billion ISK.
I think that the corps and the Mimitar in general are much stronger than the corps that are currently in the Gal Mill. Obviously, Aderon Robotics is a powerhouse, don't get me wrong. They're just kind of taking a break, doing other things, doing drone sites or whatever right now. So, when those Mimitar guys roll in, they roll in pretty heavy with their fleets. It's formidable.
I was really surprised to see that the Valor Accords was one of the alliances that's part of the Mimitar now, because that used to be they used to be based out of Nenemelia and Valor to a certain degree,
Yep.
But having the Valor Accords was, they were pretty huge in the Galente. And I was surprised when they went over to the Mimitar. But that's something that I hope someday to be able to get them onto the show and talk about that. I have opened up some diplomatic relations with the Mimitar, and we're planning on getting them to come onto the show as well.
That'd be great.
Nice.
All right, so as you can see, there are great fights that are happening every day within the Warzone. I highly encourage people to check out the Warzone, come out there, murder with us, against us. It's all fun. There's tons of shit to do throughout faction warfare space that'll allow you to do solo PvP, small gang PvP. And so let's go ahead and take a look at the kill board here. We're going to take a look at systems like Aegis, Agos, Notorious, Fleet, and Kama.
Nice.
Oh, would you look at that? That's Notorious, the jewel of Black Rise. So,
I'm not seeing it.
oh, you gotta click watch stream, bruh. There you go. Sorry. I'll do that again. Notorious, the jewel of Black Rise. So, what do we have here? Let's see. We have the top three here. Oof. This really... Okay, this pisses me off a little bit. I don't know if y'all can see that, but the third one is Mika / Diana. But it's okay. Gwen is on top of Notorious and shall forever be on top of Notorious soon enough. But what kind of kills we got going on here? We got this is interesting. A 528 mil venture?
What the hell happened there?
That's a $500 million ISK venture in Notorious, and I didn't see it. What? Okay. This is a joke. These guys are blue to each other. This is Soju and Niswa Cartel. What's in it though? Like, cause this Moon. I know this guy. We've all rolled with Moon Tomas before, and Soju is. It
looks like it's bling to the hilt.
Yeah, let's see. We got a blue Newt, some faction Howies. We got blue. Jeez.
Oh yeah, and real
green.
quick,
Needs more red.
There's chat did point out that Norman has been FCing his butt off for the Russian time zone, and yeah, it's been great to have his fleets out there kicking ass. I've heard a lot of really good stuff from everybody that's talked about being in his fleet. It's been
same here. Everybody who's been in his fleet says awesome experience.
I'm gonna have to try that. Shout out to Norman. But yeah, I want to know what this guy's fitting is, if he's this venture killing the other venture. But okay, this is also ridiculous. 39 points for a venture.
Holy shit, venture versus venture. That's the way to go, I guess.
Yeah, this is a venture versus a venture. I had no idea what's going on here. Let's see. It's mostly this dark blood.
I think they were screwing around with each other's blingy ventures and died by accident. That's what I think. Because that does happen.
Possible. It's very possible. But that is funny to be at the top of the Notorious kill board. Also, there's so I wonder if there's any like all this the stuff right now I think isn't very faction warfare related, but this is a pretty nice Estero kill.
In our war zone, I mean, that's related enough for me.
Yeah, and little Jerry Sizzler, he's this was Estero versus Estero. Oh, Let's go back a little bit. Lil J's always hanging around in the Tauros. Yeah, he's second. Okay, so he's doing his part to keep Mika away from being first in the Tauros. So that's good. That's good, even though he is technically neutral. I don't shoot at the guy anymore, anyways. But yeah, Lil J's all over the place. Do you want to move to Aegis?
Yeah, let's go on to Aegis and see. That'll be a little bit more faction warfare-y, I believe.
Oh, is this who we're talking about here? Shout out to Norman Seversky.
Yeah. Yep.
There he is.
He's been bad.
He's
fucking ass, man.
The top of the Aegis. Aegis. I don't know how to pronounce things, guys. You guys got to help me out. Followed by Aurelio and Red Scorpion. But I remember having a conversation with Joe about pacifiers being on your kill board. Back when we were gonna mess around with them.
I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
Oh, a Loki caught this pacifier for 8 points. Let's test. So, I mean, it's not exactly faction warfare, but dunked. I'm gonna call that. We got another Astero over here too. Let's see. Let's look at this Loki. High-Sec Express. More Lokis. I don't want to see.
Yeah, it looks like that's about 412 million ISK.
Yeah.
440 million.
What did I lose? Is that my Loki loss?
No, not yours.
No.
Did you lose the Loki in the last 7 days?
Oh, here we go. Here's a fun one. This is a Kaldari State Ishtar getting smashed by what looks like a lot of Taloses and a couple of retributions
for that kill.
2 lost.
Oh,
2.
wow. So
wow. Okay, look at this. Only
To
2 losses on this fleet, and that's a lot.
Wow.
Let's see up here. 2 combat battlecruisers, 1 attack battlecruiser, 3 capsules, 5 cruisers, 1 destroyer, 1 hack.
For a total of 830 million is worth of damage.
Right. Yeah.
There is a 3% efficiency. Ouch.
Yeah,
And is that all
96 on this.
FDU? That's all FDU too. This is some of the...
This is all FDU, except for this guy. Oh no, he's FDU. There, because we know him.
Galente.
He's Galente. Sorry, not FDU. He's Galente. And then there's even White Nova's on there, and yeah. But yeah, this is definitely a fun. I didn't even see these guys. There's a lot of catalysts. So this was a battle, and where was this? This is it. Just wow. That's.
For chat, let's go over what they had here. So it looks like it's how many Taloses, for the podcast, people that are just listening.
Oh yeah.
On this. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Taloses.
And we've got 1
Cinnabon
and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 catalysts. 7 catalysts.
6 catalysts. You're right.
6 catalysts.
2 retributions.
Nice.
An Atron.
And pods.
Possibly more Atrons, I'm assuming, because they're pods. I would
Those
say
pods
that.
shooting at you, it's dangerous.
Yeah, pod kamikazes are a thing.
Yeah, they'll get you. They'll ram you.
I'll ram you with my pod.
And then on the enemy side, they had, looks like a tornado, a
2
Feroxes, 2 Moas, an Osprey, maybe issue, Thorax.
Oh, it's Osprey, yeah, Osprey.
Ishtar. Catalyst, wow.
And 1 catalyst.
Rough.
Yeah,
they definitely were outnumbered and outgunned.
They were outnumbered, and it seemed like they were more of a kitchen sink than this whatever was going on over here.
This could be spread out over time too. that they.
Yeah, well, I would
have
have
direct one-on-one fight here.
These guys at least are one fleet, right? Because if we go back to this kill, that's the fleet that got this Ishtar. So these guys got the Ishtar for sure. Let's see what else.
Let's just look at the day by day. What kind of kills are like October? Looks like is this one. Let's see if there's any big kill days. If you keep on scrolling down, looks like it's been actually pretty light in Aegis as of late for actual murder. Looks
28.
Like
Yeah,
September's
once the system flipped, it was
Here we go.
basically
There we
dead
go.
space.
This is what's going on.
This is the stuff we were just looking at. Actually, a lot of these are the kills from that battle. So it's on the 27th is when that happened. There's a lot of green on the 27th. I wonder if it goes on to the next page. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so this is where the fighting you can see is like, I mean, that's like hundreds of kills versus like what we were seeing, like 4 or 5 kills.
Yeah, so September was. Go
how
ahead.
many on a page?
Oh, I don't know. I've never looked that up.
I'm saying 25. It looks like maybe
Like 25.
I'm just going off
I'm
of
sure
what
somebody
the
knows that.
standard kind of thing is and just seeing how much is there.
There's a
but yeah,
lot.
we can count it later, but yeah, it's it definitely like it's a whole nother page, and like scroll down and or go to page 3. So we still haven't even got to the next day yet.
There it is. There's the last 2 ones.
Basically almost 2 pages worth. So let's take a look at the 26th.
26.
Yeah, you have the same
Also,
kind of thing. See, this is where
yeah.
the fights are happening. Is where when
Still the
you're
26th.
trying to hold a system or trying
There we
to
go.
take
Now
a
we're the
system.
25th.
This is where
Yeah,
the
there's a
fun is all
lot
at.
of
Just-
fighting going on at
just
that point.
murder happening all day long. Small gang, disorganized and organized fleets fighting each other in faction warfare.
So if you're looking for PvP, this is where it is.
And this is what so let's go to
The most
Goes
accessible.
is our next system. Let's go ahead and take a look at a Goes here. So this has been
It goes.
holy shit, there's a dread that got killed, a Moros, 5 billion ISK. Let's go take a look at that.
Say,
Yeah, I
what?
wonder what the details of that are.
What the fuck?
Goons and Shadow Cartel.
Who
2 hells.
2 hells
And a capsule.
and the
Cruiser's
20.
crew lost it. Yeah.
Yep, and that was Cruiser's crew versus Goon Swarm. Wow.
A small fight for the goons, but a large fight for a goes.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Alright. Let's see what else we got there. Varger
N-
that got blown up.
No, I want to point out again that Norman is
Yeah.
at the top here with 222.
Man, that's
Varger.
amazing.
Yeah, Varger.
Yeah, and the
Shadow Cartel lost to Varger. To
It's like 2
no
cruisers
forks given.
Cruiser's crew and some other people.
Oh, the Moros was involved with this one. I think we need to click on the
let's go to the related.
related.
Something happened here.
Oh, wow. Okay. So yeah, the biggest loss is on this side. This is
Oh, it's almost a fair fight. It looks like in the end of ISK.
so it
We
looks
got
like
16
looks like the FDU was on the side of. Oh yeah, probably because they're the on this side, but yeah, 48. Yeah, it was almost an even trade. But what is it that they lost?
We need to
Parker?
hit that person up and some of these people and just do a reporter thing of like, hey.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
See that there's been some crazy shit that happened here. I think
Oh,
that's
yeah,
some of our
Tengu.
future stuff we need to do for our episodes for sure.
Key, Manicore, Jackdaw, looking for a bunch of small stuff. Daredevil's probably a little pricey.
But yeah, let's for the podcast. Let's see here. What do we got for numbers here? So we've got 16 ships lost on the Cruiser's crew side, and the Goon Swarm Shadow Cartel side lost 12 ships.
12.
And it was 6 billion ISK lost for the 16 ships, Cruiser's crew, and about 6 billion ISK lost for the goons as well. It was about 6.3 billion ISK for the cruiser's crew, and about just under 5.93 billion ISK for loss. So that's pretty crazy. Efficiency 48.4 to 51.6. Now, once again, we're not 100% sure this is a computer-generated AI algorithm that is determining who's on whose side based on
who
was on whose kill. So this is not a clear picture exactly. This is totally and utterly muddied water for sure. But I would love to hear what the hell happened here. So that is something that we'll have to do in future episodes. All right, anything else? Let's take a look at what were the top killers and stuff. Let's just take a look at the stats of a goes right now. So in the last 7 days, we've got
Norman.
Yep, go ahead.
Red Scorpion and Modern Dwarf are the top 3. But yeah, I mean, we got a lot of kills. Total the last 7 days is over 1,000, a little over 1,000 total kills. But yeah. So I mean, there's a good number right there. The FDU's right there at the top. 318.
Yeah,
Top
318 kills for the Federation. Yeah, I mean the FDU kills like crazy. It's just such an easy thing to get in and out of, and you can just, and it's 0 tax too, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
Like for an NPC corp, normally they tax the hell out of you. And then Cabin Scout asks, so when can we expect to see Faction Warfare monthly report form and stream an attack on a goes? So definitely going to be streaming a lot more. We on the battlefield type things. The monthly report will be every first Saturday or first Sunday of the month. That will give a full report on the monthly, and then weekly we'll continue to do our interviews and just give you a weekly update. But we definitely will be streaming and talking about like last night's drunken escapade. Yeah. Yeah, we did some on the battlefield reporting last night, and I was up till like 7 a.m. in the morning. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I saw that. It's crazy. I was looking at my phone this morning, like, what the fuck? You're still up past your bedtime.
All right. So should we take a look and see what Fliet looked like before and after the fall here? So after the fall, we're looking at still 161 ships killed in the last 7 days. We've got billion-isk pods and a lowsec losing.
That all looks like the Revolution Gate Camp to me.
It's very possible. Shadow Cartel taking down a lowsec.
See, let's look at this new Brammer.
I would say that from Cabin Scout asks about so do the Galente actually have some type of combined leadership and a plan to bounce back? I would say we don't have a combined leadership. We have the Golden Age Empire, we have Aderon Robotics, and we have the Russians. So it's kind of we do have 3 major groups basically that I personally know of. And if I'm wrong, if there's other people that know more leaders in the Galente, definitely let me know. I've reached out to a bunch of corporations for comments.
Yeah, it's definitely 3 major corps. I mean, we all try to work together, but we also have vastly different ideas about what the path forward is. So it just has to play out over time, We're the new guys in here, so we don't know these dudes, and they have all this history, and it's just going to take time to get the cohesion that we need.
Yeah, and I've been out of the game for faction warfare for quite a long time, so still getting everything all figured out and understood about what the new field is, because everything's completely different. So let's see here. What? Oh yeah, smart.
We got this a smart bombing Nestor. Got this one build pod.
A Nestor.
Done. What's the related on that?
Looks like a smart bombing snuff fleet. Yep, that's definitely what that looks like. And no losses on snuff side. 31 ships lost overall over here.
It's about
5.9 billion.
Yeah, that's crazy. 6 billion, almost 6 billion is worth of damage. That's crazy.
Okay, so how many? I'm interested. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 25 Macarials.
It was enough to get that pod, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was enough to get that pod. Jesus. But this is the only one on the pod kill is the Nestor. On that pod kill. Let's see over here.
So yeah, be warned, Fleet is a dangerous fucking place, even when there is no faction warfare fighting directly happening.
Yeah.
That whole area is a shitstorm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I agree.
What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Gilas?
6 Gilas got destroyed.
Gilas?
Wow. All Kaldari State, too. Bunch of Kaldari
these guys...
State and Amar Empire getting blown
yeah,
up.
yeah. Oh, thanks, Snuff.
Yeah.
Sweet. Sweet.
This is why they always bitch about them. They're always saying that the pirates on are on our side.
The pirates are. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, I think a lot of them are from that battle. Like I think this Tengu is from that battle too. Yeah, it is. Except,
I don't know if I
imagine getting your Gila smart bombed.
Yeah.
Oh,
the feeling.
God. Yeah. That's
rough. And then your
or
pod
worse,
is
your
gone.
Tengu.
You know your pod is gone immediately.
Yeah, your pods, you're done.
So let's take a look at what it looks like for the past week, just looking at scrolling through the kills instead of the top here. Just want to see, because looks like, so October 3rd, I mean, we've got a whole page.
Just today.
Or almost a whole page. So.
And then yesterday.
4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Maybe there's 50 on a page.
Yeah, it seems like they'd be more closer to that. It's a lot of Gnosises.
Sure is.
Size getting blowed up.
And a lot of this is faction
pretty
warfare,
active.
but yeah, it's been super active. I mean, it looks like a couple of days here we've got only 2, 4, 6, 8, like 9 kills in the system. But yeah, it does look like, 30, 40 kills is not uncommon for the on a daily basis. Yeah, there's another day of destruction there.
This is the day of all that snuff. Look at these, the Gilas.
Oh,
Yep.
Yep, that's the day they were murdering. The smart bombing gate camp. Be careful of those fuckers. Bounce off of gates if you see a bunch of shit in local and they're all flashy, do not warp directly to a gate. It's just bad news.
You get pipe bombed.
Yeah, if there's lots of people in a system, I generally don't work to somewhere that I haven't descanned.
Yep.
Yeah. Or you don't already have eyes.
Yep.
Why don't we close out with Tama?
And yeah, let's take a look at the den of scum and villainy, the greatest place to be in all of New Eden, if you personally ask me. I love this fucking place. And there is not extremely high kills in the last 7 months, actually. 7 days.
No, pretty small, except for this 3.76 billion ISK pod.
I was expecting more.
Oh, it was Ben Mello Murray. Nice.
Hey, White Wolf.
I didn't know he was back.
White Werewolf. Sorry. Interesting. So, but how many? What did it say for the kills in the last 7 days? So we have
1986.
So yeah, 1,986 kills in Tama. This is the fun. I always say this whenever I go to Tama and I'm in a fleet. Tama provides. Love it. Fucking Tama is such a beautiful place to get some good little fights. You might not win all the time, but you're gonna have fun.
Yeah. If you want to get blown up or blow stuff up, Tama is one of the best places for that. Doesn't matter if you're in faction warfare or not. But it's always fun. See, red Diov. I don't even know how you pronounce that. Is at the top with 134 kills, followed by Zen Kira and Cristallo in third. I've actually killed this dude's Thrasher before, Cristallo. He's tough. He's a
Zen
tough
had
fight.
103 kills.
He's a solo. They're all. I think they're all probably solo players.
Yeah, there's so much.
I think so
play.
too.
So much.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's it. Look at the number for solos in Tama.
Yeah, all time, all the since the Z-Kill has all recording of history that it has. It is 229,939 solo kills. Fuck yeah.
Tama's my all-time top system.
Real is a solo?
Shot.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
The only place better than Tama is
Okay.
Notorious, but for very different reasons.
Well, that's because it's the jewel of Black Raz.
It is the jewel of the Black Raz.
But yeah, I mean, look, I've been sitting here and there's already kills stacking up because they're not green yet. This is while we were streaming the show. Because
how many is that?
1, 2, like 11. But yeah, so this is gonna look a lot different, I think, because October 3rd. Here we go. Oh, I always forget that. We're not there yet, but anyways. So these are all part of today still, by the way, and it's just an entire page for one day so far. And here's the next page, and we're gonna go to the third page for today. Right, I think you guys get the idea. We're still on today. This is Tama. Let's see. Let's page 5. Let's see. Nope, we're still.
In one day, it's just so much murder.
6. I'm
looks
gonna go to
good.
9. It's still at 9 pages. 9. Oh,
There
there
it
it
is,
finally
there it
stopped. Almost 9 pages of kills in Tama. So, I don't think we need to scroll through the next one because that's just gonna.
There's nothing
make
going
us
on
dizzy.
in Tama other than people murdering each other and people trying to use the Nervik Gate for some reason, even though actually it's not that bad these days on the Nervik Gate, to be honest.
Yeah, it's
I've seen a lot
still
going on there.
get your eyes there if you're gonna fly something slow or expensive through there.
I had somebody ask me in Fleet, and they were like, why is Tama so important? It's like, Tama is just fucking PvP, dude.
It's just the capital of PvP.
Scout says
Yeah.
Tama's not actual PvP, it's just shooting fish in a barrel. I don't know, man. There's so...
Is she talking about the gay camp?
I mean, yeah, there's gate
Yeah,
camping.
gate camps.
That's different.
You can call and I will
love
argue
gate
against that though, because gate camping it requires, zero skill but a lot of fun. You just sit there and shoot things.
There's a lot of solo play and duo and trio and five
In
man
Tama
fleets.
especially, a lot of solo.
That's really
where
good shit.
if you want to learn solo, it's one of the better places to go. But either either get a bunch of cheap ships or just make sure you can afford what you're flying, because you're going to need, I was throwing 20, 30, vengeances at Tama every week. And I know those are rookie numbers according to Joebane, but, I tried.
I've heard a lot about this Amamaki system, and I've heard
There's
good
shit
things.
going on in Amamaki.
But
It's dead.
I highly prefer
you heard
Tama
the king
personally, but well, let's take a look at Amamaki. Let's pull it up on the kill board here and do a little comparison on
Sounds good.
what's the difference between the two in the sense of
Let's take a
just
look.
activity in general. So what is the all-time kills, solo kills for it?
Hold on, let me get a side-by-side comparison here for us. Oops.
Oh, you talking about all time versus like right now?
Well, I'm just saying like the all-time, because we were talking about like how many solo kills there are for Tama. And
trying to do this on the fly, guys. Bear with me. Oh, this isn't gonna work. Never mind.
Tama has 229.
Oof, I did that wrong.
All right, so let's just take a look here. So we've got.
I'm on the
about half.
No, sorry. I'm gonna need to.
Which is still great. Half is still great.
Well, yeah, no, I mean that's. I mean, like he's saying, maybe it's less gate campy. I don't know. Is that to a high sec system as well?
There we go.
Because I'm guessing that gate camps happen there as well. I mean, Tama, to be honest, has been really good with gate camping lately. There hasn't been a ton of gate camps on the Nurvik gate. Now, there have been a lot of gate camps as you start moving further deeper in, like Kadama and Nisawa are a little more dangerous these days, possibly because of other humans. So Scout is saying, is that the king that says, look at... and then never show. Okay. Wow. Go, you got a lot of hate in you.
I think okay. Scout hates gate camps.
That's okay.
I love them. Scout and gate camps, both.
I like scouting. Anyways, so I think that is a good time for us to start wrapping on up here. We will definitely be getting more news out to you in future weeks to come. Check us out every Sunday, 5 p.m. Central Time, and we'll have a lot of fun talking about all the crazy things that are happening in EVE Online faction warfare. So thank you so much, Joe, for coming on to the show here. And
yeah, dude.
Thank you all for watching. If you're interested in joining up on the war effort, put an application to Golden Age Stories, and you can also, apply with your alts, your spies, whatever. Just fucking come over, hang out, let's have some fun. And I hope that this gave you some insight into some of the stuff that's been happening in faction warfare. And if you're interested in keeping up with the news, make sure to check it out. Our podcast, we're on Spotify, iTunes, all the major providers. If you want to listen to us via just the podcast, just audio. We're also on YouTube. If you didn't catch the whole episode here, you can also catch our VOD here on Twitch, of course. If you have news, make sure that you want us to talk about on the show. Anything specific that you want to point out or talk about or have brought up on the news, I would say hit me an email up in EVE Online with Frozen Fallout as my in character, Frozen space Fallout, and if you want to do it through an email, you can get a hold of us at the Federation Frontline Report at gmail.com. So thank you so much, man, for coming onto the show, and have a great day.
You guys do too.
Have a good one, everybody.
And we're going to do a rating too after this, so hold on for that.
Nice.